What is up, Pal Famine? My name is Paul Emmanuel Habaradas, aka Paul POW, and welcome to the 55th day of Countdown to FIDE 100. So yes, this feels different making the intro as well because I was like copying myself on the POW place. I go for like, well, what is a POW fam? My name is, and welcome to the 5th POW place of prime time, something like that. But this is not POW place. This is Chess World by Paul POW, which is not, I'll tell you, this is not the permanent name. We're changing next year or soon. Because I just read a chess book that caught my eye and drew inspiration out of it. Alright, let's take a look. In a 1978 game, the most notable game of 1978, Wenzhe, a Chinese grandmaster, and a Dutch chess grandmaster, Hein Donner. Okay, it seems interesting right now. Okay, we're feeling fine right now, but with tons of variations, but 20 moves only. Alright, it's gonna be interesting. Well, let's take a look. The game begins with e4, and it continues with d6, d4, knight f6, knight c3, g6, bishop e2, bishop g7, g4, and h6. Okay, g4 seems interesting with the intention of castling queenside. That could work as well. But in the Kovacevic Sierra one, 2 years later, they did c6. Stop barking anyway. a4, a5 would have been the continuation according to the openings book. g5, knight fd7, h4, queen b6, knight f3, knight f8, rook a3, bishop to g4, bishop to e3, knight to a6, knight d2, bishop takes, knight takes, h6, rook b3, queen c7, g takes h6, bishop, bishop, rook, and knight g3. Okay, I don't need further information about this. It's gonna take forever and I have to do POW plays yet. How many are they? Like, okay, it's now enough, but not yet. Let's take a look. Then h3. Okay, it's... No. Trying to defend with this, but in the Zabolskis Labukas game, it was done with bishop e3. And if it would have been continued, knight bd7, but most people played c6. And then 9 people played h3. It goes queen a5, queen d2, b5, f3, bishop b7, h4, b4, knight to d1, h5, g5, knight fd7, c3, b takes, knight b6, knight h3, castles, interesting with this problem here. Then knight 8 b7 and f4. Okay, but at least these are the pawn chains. Yeah, at the same time these are also the pawn chains for white, for black. Seems interesting enough. Back to h3. Oh gosh, look at this. There's a ton of tons of pieces move, but here it just goes back. It's like nothing. So the game continues with c5, but the better one is d5, e5, knight e4, f4, c5, bishop f3, knight takes, b takes, knight c6, and knight e2, and the position will go equal. Probably he's gonna castle, and then probably castle queenside, but what are good moves? What did the openings book say? Nothing! And the live book says that's nothing as well. So I think that could all. c5, and then there's d5, okay. But the better one is d takes c5, queen a5, queen d3, queen takes c5, bishop e3, queen a5, queenside castle, knight c6, f4, and the white's position will be in a slight advantage. Yeah, I think... What? Can you castle like this? Oh, it doesn't work. Oh, it doesn't work. Usually it does work, but anyway, I was like, wandering. No variations. However, with this one, Donner made a mistake, according to the engine, with a castle. Yeah, it protects the king, but I think this was the problem. But this variation states a6, f4, b5, e5, d takes, f takes, knight of d7, e takes, and f takes. Okay, I feel interesting about this. Live book and openings book has nothing to say. Probably gonna go knight b6. So with the intention to give the queen and lose the castle rights. Bishop f3. Cannot go rook, cannot go... So maybe bishop here, so he's gonna lose the rook. I don't understand engine. Alright, let's continue with h4 and e6. However, that is a mistake. Instead, the engine states queen a5, king f1, queen b4, a3, queen d4, g5, queen takes, bishop takes, and at h5. It's h takes g5, and the position goes equal. You can also go with h takes g5 here as well, and probably knight. And it goes on rook. So back to e6, g5, and there's h takes g5. 3 in a row. What is going on for Hein Donner? There could have been a good chance with knight h7, d takes, bishop takes, g takes h6, bishop takes c3, b takes, knight f6, and bishop g5, and white's position will have a slight advantage over here. Seems interesting enough. So back to h takes g5, there's h takes g5 and knight e8, another bad move. That's 4 in a row. What is happening to Hein Donner? What is happening? He can just simply go knight h7 and then queen d3, rook e8, queen g3, knight f8, queen h4, a6, a4, b6, and bishop f4. There would have been a development here, but these pieces have never been developed. This is a problem. He can go just like probably here, and not that queen. This one, or this, but that's a bad idea. That's are the only moves. And it blocks the way. This as well, so it's probably gonna go e5. Could be a good one. And then goes bishop. That could work. So back to knight e8, there's queen d3. White is now having a bigger advantage here, but not as big as it's already winning, but yeah. Then there goes e takes d5, but the better one is knight c7, queen g3, rook e8, bishop f4, e5, bishop d2, queen d7, a4, knight ba6, and white's position will have a slight advantage here. But when this e takes d5, there's knight takes d5, it captures, but I think white is gonna win after queen f3, f5, en passant, knight takes, bishop h6, queen e8, queen g5, knight h7, and queen takes d5. Yeah, I think so. It's gonna queen here. The good move is just here, and it's going to rook. Probably it's gonna castle queen take, but that's gonna be bad, I would say. And probably gonna rook here. That could work. Back to knight takes d5. There's knight c6, queen g3, and bishop e6. Another mistake. That's like, how many are they? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 mistakes out of 6 moves played by the black. So he can just do f5, and with this en passant and queen takes g6, knight e5, knight takes and rook takes, and queen h5, it would have been good enough here with white having a slight advantage here. He can just simply go bishop and probably allow him to check, but with his king f8, it doesn't give him a check. So probably gonna attack here with bishop g5, so it's gonna be terrible. And let's just say he wants to move, so he can go on here, since if he checks it, he cannot go here because it loses the queen. So back to bishop e6, there's queen h4. Now it's white is winning. Look at this file. It's been taken over by white, the h file. But it would have been mate in 11 after queen h2, bishop, queen h3, queen h5, queen h5, queen a5, king f1, queen e1, king takes f5, queen h7. Oh, why is this necessary? I have no clue. Why is this necessary? Losing a queen, you can just simply go f5, but I don't know. If he goes king, this is the next move. If he goes here, you can go queen, knight, and then rook, and it's gonna be checkmate, something like that. And then the game goes with f5, offering en passant, but if it's bishop h3, it's mate in 10. Rook takes queen a5, and this one again, and it's gonna win. And let's see how the game ends. Yeah, f5, and then king f7, queen takes, ooh, sacrificing a queen, interesting. And then bishop h5, king h7, bishop f7, bishop h6, check, king g7, and bishop takes h6. Right from above the starting position, Hein Donner resigned, and Liu emerged victorious. That is crazy. If the game would have been continued, there would be king h8, bishop, queen, and checkmate. That is crazy. Wow. Whew. That's a long story, slightly shorter. Thank you so much for watching, POW fam. Be sure to subscribe and become a Patreon member at patreon.com/PaulPower, and I'll see you tomorrow at the countdown to FIDE 100.